covers reality TV from that mental health perspective that I always talk about. And if you don't know what I mean by the mental health perspective, I used to think that covering reality TV from a mental health perspective meant that I had to be one of those mental health channels. What I mean by that is, I thought that I would have to be one of those channels that breaks down behavior, diagnoses, and like if I was sitting with such and such on the couch, this is what I would be saying to them. Or if I was having a counseling session with such and such person, this is what I would say. You know what? That's not a bad idea. But the facts of the matter is, I don't want my channel to be all of that, because frankly, that just requires too much of my effort and energy. And there's too many other things that require my effort and energy for me to dedicate that much time for that one thing. So I can't do it like that. So roundabout way of saying what it means for me is that I have been a mental health counselor for 10 years, about 10 years. A little more than that if you include volunteer work. And it's just basically my perspective, period. Based on my life, based on my own mental health challenges, and based on work and advice that I have given others in my line of work. That's it. It's not that I sit there and specifically formulate opinions based around that. It's just engulfed in my life. So it just is what it is. Now, hi Cass, and hi Charicity, and hi Chocolate. Chocolate, you have been in one of those stretches again. I tried not to say anything because I feel like I set you up for failure when I compliment you. But you have been in one of those rare form stretches of time where I see your name pop up as a top first five people on several of my lives lately. Yeah, I'm definitely going live after BB. I just went live again because I am also in rare form, because we are past the mid-season point. We're a good, significant place past the mid-season point, because I want to say on Thursday, Julie said that we're day 45. So that means we're day 48 right now. And my math, the Big Brother season ends on day 83, right? So that's 33 plus 5. Yeah, so we're 38 days left. We should be like about 38 days. No, I'm bugging. If we were day 45, we're 48 today. 58, 68, 78, 83, 40, 35 days. Yes, my math was not mathing. My apologies. So we're about 48 days in and about 35 days remaining. So I know that this is the most popular time on my channel. And every Big Brother season, I start a little slower. This season way slower than other ones, but because of my job. But I know that I only have basically a month left, a month and a little bit of change. So that's why I'm cooking with making these lives 3-4 times a day like I used to. Let's see. Hey, Tammy. It just hurts his soul. It just hurts his soul to give me a compliment in front of the other workers, but whatever. That's funny. I was going to say, before I even start on anything Big Brother, I just watched the first episode of Survivor Australia versus the world. And if there's something about me and Survivor, I've started watching it. I think my first season of Survivor was season 43. And unlike Big Brother, I have not gone back to watch other seasons. I just started from 43 and on. So that's just it for that. And usually the first episode, I'm like, all right, we get all this information, backstories. The first episode bores me usually on most Survivor seasons. Like, it's kind of cool to see people who have difficult backgrounds and places that they're coming from, maybe physical struggles, maybe mental health struggles. Those stories are endearing, but I'm also like, yo, speed up the pace. Like, this is not moving fast enough. But something unique about a Survivor Australia versus the world is it's essentially almost like Survivor Australia All-Stars versus World All-Stars. That's pretty much kind of what it boils down to. So we cut the background information significantly because these people have some of them have long histories, and even the ones who don't, it's like, why spend all this time going through their background when they've already been on at least one show? So we just jump right into the action. I'm hesitant to go into spoilers. Matter of fact, I'm not going to recap the episode because I know I'm not the only one who just watched it. I know that some of you have watched it, but I know there's plenty of people who watch my channel who have not watched it. And I just completed the first episode. And what I'm going to say about the first episode, that is doing my best not to spoil it, is that compared to a regular average season, you might get like 1 or 2 returners on a regular season, right? But when you get a season of all returners and even some winners, the ego situation is different. Meaning that the egos of the people that are coming on the show are automatically a little up there. They're a little up there, and they just feel like, it's like Keanu. Even though Keanu hasn't won anything except for comps. But you know what I mean, like, they act like Keanu. Or they act like Bruce acted on his season, on his second season when he came back. So, it's like, but there's so many vets. So there's like vets trying to play vet moves on other vets. And the other vets are like, haha, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then they're like, haha, it's not my first rodeo. So what does this person think that they're doing with me? So it was a lot of that. It was early stuff going on, early twists and turns. And if you like Survivor, and possibly if you don't like Survivor, you might like it. Because I'll say, in terms of my interest in every show, right? My interest in the challenge is like a 10 out of 10. My interest in Big Brother fluctuates. It was a 10 out of 10 on the first season I covered, but it has never been higher than like an 8 since then. Survivor, a little less than Big Brother for me. It's like a 7 to a 7.5 out of 10 on average. That's my typical Survivor interest level, but at least for that first episode, my interest level was an 11 out of 10. I was very excited. And the episode was an hour and 22 minutes without commercials and kept my interest the entire time. That is hard to do. Trust me. 12 viewers in the chat. Please hit the like button. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so that's my free Survivor versus Australia promo. You're welcome, whatever network in Australia. Although I have to admit, obviously I don't have access to Australian networks, and the show is very easy to find on on YouTube. So I'm not saying that you should go find it there, but I am saying that if you do not live in Australia, which I don't really know anyone who follows my channel that has commented saying they live in Australia, you have ways to find it. Again, I'm not advocating for finding those ways, but I am saying that YouTube might have all of the episodes on there. Moving on. I think they're all poorly produced to some degree, including Big Brother, because I'm like, how am I watching? I know the produced version is going to give me something different than... I know it's going to give me something different than the live feeds version, but they're giving a different show. And I don't like that. Okay. But moving on from that, you know, we're going to get to the Sunday episode. I have to admit, this is the first time that I didn't actually watch the wall comp. I was not, with the whole thing about me having to be up. I think the day the wall comp happened, as a matter of fact, I had to be up for physical therapy at 7 o'clock so I could get it in before work, because for a while I was trying to get in my physical therapy after work at like 5, 6 o'clock, but it ruins my day, because if I get up, ooh, my battery's low. I think it can survive though, hopefully, but if it's getting to the point of dying on me, then we're gonna have to cut this live short. I love the challenge and Survivor. I love the traders, man. I do love the traders. It has been added to my list. So suspenseful. BB, I wouldn't watch. I know that I meant to say if I didn't have people to talk to about it. I kind of agree. Or even if I did watch, I'd have much less interest in hanging in there with the feeds. The feeds part of it is largely because of y'all. You take the feeds out of there and you take my interest down significantly. That's just the facts of the matter. And actually there was a point when I stopped watching the challenge as well. And the thing that kept me watching the challenge was finding Facebook groups and on the online community, basically. Autumn breeze, autumn leaves. This is pretty cool. Yo, that's my joint right there. But anyways, I didn't come here for that. What's wrong with me today? Like, I can't right now. Sweater weather, cozy blankets, and falling leaves. You tricked me. You tricked me in here, because I just picked it up and I did not come here to pick this up at all. And I can survive with 50s with a good jacket, with a good, if I'm dressed for the occasion, but That would not be my norm. Booty short. Yo, different areas of the world are so different. I didn't put it down, by the way. I still have it in my hand. It's still here. And it has a maple leaf on it. Like, you just triggered all my can't walk away things.
$8.99. Place your item in the bagging area. Saving $1.
You know what? I feel like this was supposed to be $6.99, but whatever.
$6.99.
Number 5 is open. Number 5. Yes.
$1.34. $7.29.
I've low-key been making my office a home, and I've never wanted to do that.
Scan coupon map. How many paper bags did you use? 10 cents. Your total is 25. 12. Please wait. System processing. Please follow the instructions on the pin pad. Please select your payment method or touch return to scan more items or coupons. Please insert coins, then insert bills.
Ooh, I just remembered something.
Please wait. System processing. Thank you for shopping at Stop and Shop. Please remember to take your change and your receipt. Please remove all bagged items. Please remove all bagged items.
I remember somebody told me, I hate fall because fall is when everything dies. It's when the leaves are falling, everything is changing colors, and things are no longer growing. And it's a season of like grief and loss. And it's like, this is a funny thing about perspectives, man, because I can see all those things, but that's actually, I mean, I don't know, I'm different, because that's life, you know what I mean? Like, we all get those beautiful sunny weather times when everything is beautiful, and you know, it's always sunny in Philadelphia, and you can sit on the beach with your margarita and just think about nothing and put on some music on your headphones or whatever you listen to your music on, put your speaker on, sit under an umbrella, or do whatever it is that you do that makes you happy in your happiest weather. Matter of fact, summer is not my happiest weather, but I'm just saying for the people who that is the happiest weather for them. But there's times in life when it's time to be somber, and for me, those times, some people kind of describe those times as more of a more of like an isolation thing where they feel like the disconnection from the world is uncomfortable for them. But I'm somebody who feels in my most natural habitat when I am a little bit disconnected. So by virtue of a personality that just doesn't put off I don't know what I'm trying, it doesn't put off people. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, my personality draws people in, even though inside I'm like, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me. But they don't get that from the outside. So then when I go through periods of sadness, grief, or loss, not that I want to stay in that space forever, but for a temporary amount of time when people leave me alone, I'm like, I have unlimited time to focus on myself and recharge my batteries, in contrast to what I usually do. All right. This bag is heavy, I'm not gonna lie. I made the choice to walk to this store instead of taking my car, just because I've been big on getting my steps in lately. Which, by the way, 5 straight days of going over 10K after never going more than 2 days for the whole entire of 2025. So shout out to me for that. But a $10 bag, I mean a 10 pounds worth of stuff probably in this bag is easy to take from downstairs to upstairs into the house. But to walk with it for 10 minutes to get back to the house, that's another story. I want something to go down between Vince. Chocolate, you are messy. You are messy. And I'm not saying that I'm not messy, because I don't see any other channel that's posting my video compilations of them. However, don't talk to me about my messiness, because you are messy boots. I hope you know that. You like the messy. Don't think I forgot about when Monte was a thing. You are one of my champions for that. Oh my God, I can't live where you guys live. Hundreds. I saw hundreds like a couple times in New York, but the only times I really saw hundreds regularly was Miami and Atlanta. And when I went on my cruise, Mexico, Honduras, Bahamas. But it wasn't that bad in those places, really. It was bad in Atlanta and Miami, but Mexico and Honduras, aside from getting my first sunburn in my life, aside from that part, it's beautiful. Is this a self car wash? Because I used to have one of those when I lived in Massachusetts. It looks like it is one. And if it is, I think I'm gonna start using it, because I love self car washes, because you don't have to worry about the big crowds of people. You don't have to worry about them like manhandling all your stuff when you bring your car in. The feel like temps, the 50s would cause me to bring on heavy. Yeah, like booty shorts in 50s, that's wild. 50 is cold, man. Like 60 is a little bit on the borderline for me. I'm switching hands again. $60 is a tiny bit on the borderline for me, but 50. $50 is I gotta have a hoodie, I gotta have a sweater, and probably a jacket over that. Or at the most, sometimes I've had really warm thermals that I could put under my sweater and pants, which kind of counter me needing to put on heavier stuff. Actually, I have a really warm fleece hoodie that I wear in the 50s, now that I think about it. And it works pretty good for me in the 50s. When it gets down to the 40s, that's where I've reached my limit. The episode starts in 33 minutes. I have one more stop. And I'm trying to see if I can make it to that one more stop prior to the episode so I don't miss any of it, because I want to see the episode. I said at the beginning of this I didn't watch the wall comp. I just saw the clips of people falling off, but I was not staying up until 2 to watch the end of that. No way. And the funny thing is, when they had the wall comp, season 25 wall comp, it's because they put it on right after the episode. So because it was on already, there was enough intrigue for me to keep watching it into the night. But to make me wait until like whatever time it started, 12:30 Eastern, or later than that, I was not trying to watch it. Fall is my favorite. Fall rejuvenates me. So when somebody comes to me and tells me that fall is depressing, I'm like, fall has the opposite effect of my life. Fall makes me feel alive. Fall is when I feel like my best self. Summer girl, days on the beach. I kind of can like the beach at times, but I'm not like 4 or 5, 6, 7 days a week on the beach is what I need. But there was this one period of time where one of my friends was like, come with me and let's exercise on the beach 4 days a week. And I would get up early, like 4:30 in the morning, drive over to the beach, and we'd run on the boardwalk. And I did actually enjoy that, because at 5 o'clock in the morning when we would get there might have been a handful of people on the boardwalk running. Even if they were there, they weren't even running. They were walking. So I love being up at times in the morning. Not just up, but like up and out before most of the world has woken up. Because it gives me my most clear thoughts. I loved Monte. I know you did, but I'm not going to lie and say I didn't love them either. Because the day that they first hooked up, boy, I turned on those feeds from like, let's say 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern the previous day, 8, 9 o'clock. and watched them from like 9 o'clock until probably about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't think my channel was on the entire time of that whole time, but my eyes were on it, is the point, for like 6 to 7 hours, 8 hours consecutively. And then it reached like maybe 6 o'clock, and I was still working remote. So I fell asleep at 6. I set my alarm for 8 because that's the time I had to clock into work. I clocked in, I slept for a little bit more, and then from there I got back up 9 o'clock, and then like around that time, 9:30 is when Turner finally left them alone. And then I was like, it's on like Donkey Kong. And then they went in the HOH room to get, he went in the room, she was freshening up, and then she came over there, she was laying on his shoulder. You know the deal. That shows you how invested I was into that. This arm of mine feels like it's about to fall off. I love the Monte too. It's because it's not as bad in the dry heat. That was a steamy showman's, man. Nothing has compared to it since. Despite the fact that it turned out horribly afterwards, but at the time, you can't tell me nothing. They're nice enough to wait for us West Coasters. It's not nice because we're asleep by the time anything is happening at this point, unless you're really dedicated and or don't have work brick early in the morning like me. There's no way that I could stay up. There's no way that I could stay up and watch an endurance comp. Up until the middle of the night like that. Monte was a showman. I know, right? Because at the beginning, I hated Monty. Like with the whole Paloma stuff, I was like, I hope this guy gets out of the house as soon as possible. I was not even rooting for him to still be there at that point of the game. And then all of a sudden, things seemed to flip and switch, and he apologized to her, whether it was genuine or not. We all felt it was genuine enough at the time to like forgive him. And so next thing you know, we're wrapped up in this thing. We're wrapped up in this thing like it's the best thing we ever seen in our life, with the bear snake. Yeah, I'm not that. I was with somebody before who was a beach all day, every day person, and essentially, I'm not gonna say that ended our relationship. That's being dramatic, but that was, needless to say, that was not my favorite part of our relationship, was going and laying on the beach towel, because do I look like I need a tan? No. I did not like Monte, but it was hella fun. Everyone thought, hi. I have an approach me face, I told you. Sorry for the mute, but I have an approach me face. It was hella fun watching to see if anyone would catch them. I thought Alyssa was gonna blow that up for a second. Alyssa tried. Heat of the Bear. Monte is training Turner. Monte and Joseph actually cut his hair. You can't always be about East Coast. Keanu's pushing this put up. Keanu told Lauren that Riley didn't try to. Keanu's gonna Keanu. Let's just put it that way. Keanu is going to Keanu. And by that I mean he's always gonna think that he knows everything that's going on in the game. He has like a leg up. He always has like a leg up on the game. The thing is, I have 7% on here, so I don't know if that's gonna carry me until I do everything I'm supposed to do. But I'll talk until I can't talk anymore. Let's just put it that way. So I don't know. I don't even know. I know Keanu lies. I'm not saying that he doesn't lie, but I feel like his reads on the game are off. So I'm like, some parts of it are lying, but I think that it's like 25% lying, 75% having terrible reads. That's my feeling. 25% lies, 75% terrible reads. That's my thoughts on Keanu, to tell you the truth. I could be wrong. Maybe he's doing a lot more lying than I think he is. Because I know he has lied, especially more in the last, 2 weeks that he hasn't been on the block. His lying has gone up. His lying quotient has gone way up since the time he has not been on the block. However, I think that a lot of what he says, he believes. Strangely. Yeah. All right. Beverage. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. He's not somebody that I think is a mastermind liar. I just think that he thinks that he's so fantastic at this game. I think that he believes that his reads on this game are phenomenal. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. To us, it might look like, oh, this guy's lying to everybody, but yeah, he does lie, and even when he does, it's so clear, so clear to everybody that he's lying, and he doesn't think it is. That's the funniest part about it. He doesn't think everyone knows that he's lying. That's what I meant to say. All right. Now, this place needs a self-checkout. What am I standing here for? All of those chairs are 33% off of what's on the price there, or that's already listed? Okay. Yeah. 914-410-7559. Yes, please. Oh, I meant to put print. Can I still get it printed or no?
You can still print it, it just won't come with the coupons. The coupons will your email.
Okay.
You still want the receipt or no?
No, not if it doesn't have the coupons.
Okay.
Thank you. You too. Sure.
Sorry.
Like, I don't need the CVS receipts unless.
Excuse me, boss.
Sure.
Sure.
unless they have the money off. I just kind of recently learned about CVS couponing. CVS couponing is an amazing thing. He is always pushing his agenda. Yeah, that's what I said. Because people have been telling me, oh, Keanu's working with this person, Keanu's working with that person. And I'm like, Keanu is working with whoever is going to keep him in the house and take shots at the people that he wants. And the funny thing with him is that if they happen to take a shot at the person that he wants, it's not because of his influence. Like the people right now, as an example, that are the biggest influence on Vince's game decisions right now. Morgan, Lauren, and Kelly. Those are the three biggest people that he's listening to right now. Like on the outside, he's listening to a little bit of maybe Ava. He might be listening to Will a little bit. But the largest people of influence are obviously Morgan, followed by Lauren. Probably those two. Probably those two are like the main two, obviously. And so when he's talking, it's just like, all right, the only thing that he's doing with any information that Keanu is giving him is just relaying that to everybody else. So he's an insignificant piece of the pie. What I'm trying to say. He's an insignificant piece of the pie. Keanu and Kat both said they told Vince Morgan is trying to get all the people and support him of the game. I used to be an extreme. I'm not an extreme couponer, but I can see now that I have used coupons for certain things how people can get really invested in that. Because for some of you who might have been on my live on Tuesday, I think of last week, I bought this hat at CVS that was supposed to be $22 or $23, and I got it for $3 because of coupons. So the math was mathing there. The math is mathing. I don't know what percentage this battery's on. Ooh, 3%. I'm about to jump off now anyways. Episode starting in 8 minutes, and I made it back just in time. All right, so thanks for joining me on this walk. I am now at gotta be 14,000 steps. Ooh, 16,000, bruh. Look at you go. 16,700 steps, man. All right. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified of when I'll make some more great content. Math is mathing.